1:25 p.m. William Truth Taylor was. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
W-I-L-I-M. He's the truth, baby.
So here I am.
W-I-L-L-I-M.
So here I am.
Gemini season. I'll share my joint. He's the truth speaker. About my firstborn, who just celebrated his 16th birthday. All right.
William Truth Taylor was born, my friend. I hopped up in the bed to be your mom's human wedge, and after 25 minutes, you came out, and I knew the ledge. Wow. Blood and all, and you were wrapped up in an arm. And after 2 hours, I knew you'd have a strong arm. You took my glasses right off.
He took the glasses right off my face. He was only 2 hours old.
The nurse was like,
wow.
You were like,
how you like me now?
You were into music straight from the start, and we would call you Squeak as you stole the heart, never depart. Cause you and your brother were tight from the start. You like Frank Sinatra, jazz, and hip hop. When you crawled on the floor, you had your little pop. I looked at you and I was like, he's hip hop.
W-I-L-L-I-M.
He's the truth, baby. So here I am. W-I-L-L-I-M. He's the truth, baby. So here I am.
He's the truth. All right.
He's the truth.
Kind of an early time. Hope some people come in live.
You talk all the time and you love to hear me rhyme. You do your own freestyle over mine. In life you will shine and you are so divine. Your first thing is you have champagne or sparkling wine. You walk hard up the stairs. You love the city streets. You are so determined and I can't wait to see you compete. A double Gemini and you're already a flirt and you bounce back.
Gemini, sun and moon.
You get hurt. Dedicated to the baba. You never took the bottle. And after you started walking you were on full throttle. Straight to Amsterdam, but you love Central Park.
Yeah, I used to live between Columbus and Amsterdam, New York City, Upper West Side, best neighborhood in the world. Ooh, ooh.
You love cabs and buses, my son. New York City is where you were born. William Truth Taylor, you got it going on.
Let's get it started. Oh my gosh, how you guys doing today? Back to back, belly to belly. This is a 3-podcast week because I'll be live Thursday night with a guest, 8 p.m. Eastern. You know, got some guests coming up, so I wanted to kind of get in and give you some Gemini information. And today on episode 344 of my Knowledge is Love Astrology podcast, I will be breaking down Mars and Jupiter in the natal birth chart in Gemini. Okay, so I hope you guys are doing well. Busy day in the Taylors. Cannot wait for the month of May to end. It's been a lot. I like June of Gemini season. I actually normally like May, but this has just been a challenging one. But I want you guys to know I've got my Gemini birth chart still rocking, right? Any of you Gemini Sun Moon Risings, hit me up, Eric@BigEAstro.com. You can select a natal birth chart, a solar return chart, or second name progression. Hopefully you guys liked my newsletter, getting you ready for the Gemini new moon. Hopefully everybody had a good Gemini new moon yesterday or late last night, right? It is really bringing this energy of a new consciousness, a new reality, and really selecting our reality with the choices of our thoughts and our words. We've got to be maniacal, intentional about that. Oh my God, look at this. My better half is here.
So we have Danny and Stoke Culture as well.
Welcome, you guys. Thank you. You know, didn't heavy promote, so it may not be a lot of people today, but that's okay.
And Rose Jefferson.
Rose Jefferson's in the house.
Mama Miss.
And Mama Miss. Now you're coming. Stoke Culture.
All right.
How you doing, D Nice? So I also just wanted to kind of talk about, you know, I hope you guys come Saturday. And I hope you come Thursday night. Elena, you're going to love her. I mean, when she does tarot and, you know, will give readings for the collective and talk about the collective energy, she's one of the best tarot card readers on YouTube. She's got up to like 230,000 followers.
Yeah, she's really...
But it's not just about the followers. People have numbers, but she's authentic. You know, I've seen her chart, but she's authentic. She's an Aquarius. I think she's a Sag rising, but she's brilliant at what she does. She's been reading, her mother taught her, but she's been reading tarot cards for decades. She's brilliant.
Well, yeah, she's kind of been gifted since she was a little girl.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. You know, you want to
And so
scoot in a little?
Teresa Miller is here.
Hey, Teresa.
And Quintella.
Quintella, you made it. You're in the
thank
house.
Thank you so much. You know, guys, I guess our website has some issues. So I thought that.
Thank you, Quintella. Yeah, my
and I had him working on it today.
My tech guy's working on it today. And Quintella had a great suggestion, and we're going to do it. We're going to record. Remember, I told you in the newsletter, we will launch it on Monday, and you will get the link in the newsletter. So go up to BigEAstrology.com. I'll put it here on YouTube, also on IG, for our community, the Knowledge is Love Tribe. It officially opens up next Monday. And I'm also, you know, whether it's Monday or Sunday, we'll figure out when we can do it. We're going to do a little tutorial video how to sign up if you're tech challenged at all, because I know I am. She's really good at it, so maybe she'll do the video. But we're going to just do a little tutorial video of like how to log in, sign up, and, you know, you go pay and this and that. But it's sort of like Facebook. So you could do your background picture, the cover photo, and then your profile picture. And then you just go into each group. There's 11 groups, soon to be 12, because we're going to start a numerology group, which Queen Bee will contribute in. Paris Williams confirmed she's going to be contributing into the herbs group, maybe even some of the health group. And I know Ami Diaz, she'll be up in the health group. And Missy from Missy's Mysteries will be in there with crystals. Alana's going to be in there with herbs and health with Sabale Pure. So, and I got the astrology group covered, but you know, we're going to really give you so much, and it's going to be great.
So Stephen Lascala is here.
Stevie Weezy's.
Hello. And Gigi the Empress.
Hey Gigi,
here.
How you feeling? You're back because you went away for a little bit. I hope your dad enjoyed his reading. Hope he's doing well, and you helped him to implore some of those tips.
And then Mama Miss said, "Ooh, we match Aquarius, Sun, Sag, Moon."
Yeah.
Rising.
Yeah. Now Elena is. I mean, you guys can go check her page. Searchlight Tarot. She's big. Okay, so I'm really excited.
She has that look. She reminds me. She has that look of like the Long Island medium, not with the big hair, but
yeah.
There's something. There's just something.
But she's got that.
But she's. Well, I shouldn't. I mean, I don't know the Long Island medium outside of what I see on like TV here and there. I don't, you know. But I will tell you, Elena is very gifted. And then Quintella, yes, thank you, Quintella. She just said no problem. And
no, that was a great suggestion. But if you're going to book any services and the website's having issues, just email me. But hopefully it'll be fixed before the close of today. Beyonce's birth chart, you can get there, or just email me directly, eric@BigEAstrology.com for coffee talk. This Saturday, 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, 75 minutes, $15. 4 coffee talks in a month, y'all. That's a lot. It's a lot, you know, but it just had to get done.
Shout out.
Oh, yes. Shout it out.
Coco Locks, a.k.a. Cheryl.
Yes.
She sent me
a
T-shirt. She is going to be getting into the T-shirt business.
Put that up again. Let me see. Go ahead, Coco Locks. I haven't seen her on the live in a minute.
Girl Era 2025 edition summer series.
Okay.
And then
shout out Coco Locks.
Don't worry about us, 8%. All y'all work it out. So, anyways,
I like that. Go ahead, Coco Locks.
She's practicing right now. She's getting her techniques down.
Wow,
and she
that's
wanted to
nice.
share what she was doing.
Well, we got to support that. And we'll have Coco Locks doing that in the community. You know, and that's what the community is about, you guys.
So I just wanted to show you.
That's nice.
I felt really bad because she mailed it a few weeks ago, and I've been so stressed out.
Oh, you didn't even tell me you got it.
I just got it today.
I
went to go mail a couple packages.
Oh, was that? Oh, that's right. It was at the.
And then I went over, and I picked up. So she mailed this on May 12th, so it's been sitting in the box for a long time.
Well, thank you, Coco Locks.
I was stressing.
Yeah, so we've had a rough month of May, but you know what? It's all good. It's only going to get better from here. And
but yeah, she'll be doing these custom for me.
Oh wow, that's nice.
And
don't you? I think BigEAstrology may be doing some shirts soon.
Maybe we should talk to her on that.
Yeah.
So I will say this. The decal or whatever you call it, this is good quality here.
Yeah, no, it's a nice shirt.
It feels really nice.
That's awesome.
It's very eye-catching. And it is a pretty color. Yes, Nutella.
I like that.
So, anyways, I just wanted to share that. And
That's awesome.
she'll be doing custom things for people. So
I didn't know about this at all.
But this is the type of stuff, you know what I mean, in our community, in the mind your business thing, where people will be able to
promote your businesses and share
know?
and stuff like that. And what's so cool, if any of you guys are in New York, D-Nice, Paris Williams opened up her herb shop in Queens. I don't have the exact address, but you could reach out to her, go to the podcast and check out Paris Williams Collections on IG. And congrats to her. So she's going to be in the group. I'm just so excited, you guys. So, and remember, you want the full benefits to get the coffee talks for almost for free, $35 down to $18. So don't do the $5, do the $18, get all the discounts and everything. And it's going to be worth it.
You know, this is the beginning of it. This is going to be our community. So
yes, and we want you guys to post. Yeah,
yes,
we want you guys to post. Yeah,
12 different groups.
Yeah,
with 12 different topics, and you will be able to talk on all sorts of things and
ask questions, teach, share.
Right now, I think we had 12, and we might go up because we might be.
No, we have 11. We're going
11,
up to 12.
We're going to add in numerology.
Yeah, we're going to add numerology.
And if we find that we need to add more or whatever, we will, because this way you're not going to have to go through, like, if you know you want to look at business, you can go there. If you know you want to learn about crystals, you can
It's better to have specific groups for topics.
We will have it more targeted,
more organized.
It will give you an opportunity to communicate with people on topics that you want to talk about. And then we're going to have a section
and you can hop in each group.
What's on your mind, which will be open, and you can do different things. And so, like, if we see that a lot of people are wanting to talk about, I don't know, animals or something.
Animal cruelty.
Who knows?
Save the animals.
Maybe we'll do like a whole separate group for that. So yes, and it is nice. Yes, Danny.
And you know what? Listen. I know this sounds weird, but if you know the time of like when your dog is born or a pet, you could do a pet birth chart. I've had one person inquire about it, but they didn't want to book in it. But yeah, I can do it not only for your business. I can do pet when you're leaving your house for a vacation. Yeah, we could do birth charts for all that. You know, you're going away for like 2 weeks in the summer. I could cast a chart and tell you how that vacation will be. It's
and even to choose, like,
even to select it. Yeah,
flexibility. Maybe it's better to do the third week in July over the first week, even though the first week is 4th of July.
We got a retrograde coming.
Energetically, it might be better for you to do the third week.
Yeah.
You know,
Mercury, Leo, I think it dips back into Cancer. It's mid or end of July. So remember, though, I think it's June 11th. We're coming up on the Sagittarius full moon. And we've got Sun, Mercury, Cazimi. But let's start with Mars, and that's on the 30th, which is coming up in a couple of days. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the Gemini new moon last night, did your intentions. And Mars and Gemini. I go back.
How many people set their water out? That's why I showed it to you guys yesterday. Did you set your water out? Did you write your intentions on a piece of paper and tape it to the jar? Or, you know, some other kind of way you could set it underneath the water, like on a piece of paper. You could write underneath it and put that energy in there. So we have healing, clarity, health, and abundance. Or like, I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what you had on there.
I think that's what I had on there.
Yeah, healing, clarity.
So, and Stephen the Jupiterian is here.
Hey, Stevie Weezy. Well, now I got two Stevie Weezys.
Steve is here.
Well, Stephen La Scala, I got to say, I originally called Stephen the Jupiterian Stevie Weezys. So, Stephen La Scala, Stephen La Pasta. No, Stephen La Raza.
You know what? I think we got to keep Stevie Weezy as Stephen La Scala, and we will have to come up.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
2 Steves up my sleeve. So anyway, Mars in Gemini in the natal birth chart. So remember about 2 years ago now, that transit for like 7-8 months. It was almost as rough as the Mars and Cancer transit we had. Mars in Gemini was brutal at the time. I remember my son hurt an elbow, another one burnt his hand. It was all the Mars Gemini stuff. So when you have Mars and Gemini in the natal birth chart, you could be good with a Ginsu knife. Remember those? But fencing, karate, like all different types of sports with the hands, even football players, soccer. I almost think Cristiano Ronaldo has this placement. I believe. It's either Mars and Gemini or Mars Aquarius, but I think it was Mars and Gemini. But when you have Mars and Gemini, you can be a great debater or really good with the hand skills. Mike Tyson has this, Kevin Hart, Dwayne The Rock, So when you have Mars and Gemini, you could be a cursor, right? Like Mercury Aries, y'all know. But you could be someone that's good at problem solving, like puzzles, Legos, Scrabble, Parcheesi, Pinochle, things like that. Pickleball, fencing, tennis, right? Handball. Mars and Gemini, it's very active hand skills. Remember Gemini, you guys, is the hands, ears, wrists, shoulders, and lungs. And Mars is the soldier, warrior, sort of aggressive energy, the fighter, arguments. But it's also brothers and boyfriends. It's property and land. Mars cuts, separates, and divides. It's procedures, surgeries. So, Mars is really a very sometimes troublesome little planet. But the frequencies that come from Mars, they also can inspire you for your willpower, your drive. For men, the sex drive. So Mars is very powerful. And ladies, please remember, the Mars sign usually, if you got Mars and Gemini in your chart, you may like to date some Gemini Sun Moon risings. That's not always the husband now. We're going to talk about it next. Jupiter Gemini, that's the husband. Mars and Gemini, though, they can be very clever and witty, very funny. And they could be on the debate team. Right? Really good for a politician to have Mars and Gemini. Obviously, it does well for Mike Tyson, right? I mean, the champ was here. I forgot where Muhammad Ali's Mars is at. I did his birth chart, and remember Danny in astrology course. I don't remember his Mars, but definitely there can be some good athletes with this energy. Another thing that you have to be mindful of with Mars and Gemini, I've seen this, but there could be sometimes a little stuttering in the speech. She didn't know what I was doing there for a second. She thought I was caught. But yeah, Mars and Gemini, you can get to stuttering a little bit. So
I'm gonna put this up, and maybe you can. I don't know. I hope this is in line. Can talk on this. Danny Figueroa said, "My Gemini is in the 8th house with South Node, and I have health issues with my lungs."
Yeah. And so, okay, Danny, the one thing that is really going to really help that too is the mullein leaf. And, there's some other things, people talk about like the ivermectin, different things, but really trying to purify the lungs. Now, you can do a lot of breath work to try to strengthen the lungs as well. But do you know of any other herbs that are really good? I know the mullein leaf. I think ashwagandha can help as well, but I'll get back to you to get some more.
No, I mean, I think the mullein is the best, and then just other
and Chinese herbs,
detoxing
type
things,
and detoxing,
in terms
parasite cleanses are always the best. Yeah,
the peppermint,
eucalyptus,
more for breathing.
Yeah,
it really kind of runs the gamut.
Yeah, I forgot that placement in the chart, but that South Node, yeah, this is something maybe that has come in from a past life, but that's also why you were so nice on the 1s and 2s, Danny. You know what I mean? Like it's, and you love talking about the esoteric and occult knowledge, because that Gemini South Node 8th house, that's pretty powerful, and that means the North Node in the 2nd house, Sag, right? It's on you in this lifetime. You got to make it happen. You got to get the bag. You got to be responsible for D nice. Okay. So, you can take that down now, but definitely try that. And the bromelain, the pineapple stuff. Yeah.
Bromelain for the lungs?
Yeah. Pineapple. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of great health issues. I didn't know it did lung. Okay.
Yeah. It helps. Yeah. The pineapple and bromelain, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Trying to think if there's anything else that I've heard of. Yeah, mainly the mullein leaf. That's the best one that I know of, because that was part of the protocol, the bromelain and stuff for lungs. Now, anybody else with any questions with Mars and Gemini? Now, remember, Mars is in Leo now in transit.
Yep, bromelain is for inflammation.
Yeah.
Think about all the things
I know, it's
in
incredible.
nature that address inflammation.
In our body.
Inflammation is the killer and the cause
that causes
of
disease,
so many things. And nature just has, almost, gosh, it's crazy. I would say probably 50% or more of all the plants help with inflammation. So that just tells you all how much we need to be aware of. But then you have to wonder to yourself, look at our diet, look at what they give us, and look at the inflammation that what they give us causes. It's kind of crazy.
Remember what I was saying at this time, you guys, with Pluto Aquarius, Pisces North Node, and Virgo South Node until July 2026, and Pluto Aquarius to 2044, we have got to be super focused on our health. It's been go time, but it is, something's brewing, something's going to be coming. So just please focus on your health. Like when you have choices, think like when you choose this way and it's begetting and adding on to your health, that's selecting a whole nother reality compared to you when you're choosing Doritos, cigarettes, soda, pork, right? You're affecting your health. Like, so each thought, each meal, each choice, like really be intentional. It's so important. Please. Because I love all y'all. So please take good care of your health, okay? I was just telling wifey I'm ready to get back on a fast and do the lemon drink, the master cleanse, It just it's been harder for us the last 2 months, but I'm ready to kind of get back on it. So, but let's get to Jupiter. Any questions though, and any questions even now with this Gemini moon? The moon is right now on its way to the conjunction with Jupiter and squaring Eros in the North Node. You're going to feel that more this evening, and then later tomorrow or mid-afternoon. What is it? Like a little bit before 4 p.m. Eastern, we should get into the Cancer moon. Okay. So, and finish out the week. Monday, Tuesday. Yeah. So Wednesday, Thursday, a little bit of Friday. We got a Cancer Leo moon weekend coming up. Okay. So,
so let's see. I love this. We're already like reaching around to help Danny out. So we've got chlorophyll may also help. That's stoic culture. Mama Miss mentioned coconut oil.
Okay.
And Stephen the Jupiterian said no processed foods
definitely
consumed in his house. But the processed foods and those seed oils.
Oh, the worst.
And like all the preservatives. Don't get me started.
You guys know you're smart. You know what I mean? And, sometimes we may repeat ourselves like broken records, but it's really just to hammer it home. And we're also talking to ourselves. We're far from perfect. But, we have that heart to share it with you, but even for ourselves and our children to try to eat as good as we can. It's expensive. She'll tell you she's shopping from store to store, making sure to get like the right organic this and that. And, she's very intentional in what she picks out and looking for deals. And I just, thank her for that so much because, they make it like such a challenge, right?
It's so funny. I'm sitting there at the store and I picked up my own flour and so I can make tortillas because as I was looking at it, like the tortillas that you buy are all made with enriched flour, which our bodies can't process and have the seed oils in there, which isn't good for us. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to make my own tortillas, which I had never done. It's not
so good.
It is a bit time consuming, but it is not very difficult. But I'm sitting there and I'm going, okay, I've got organic flour and then I have whole wheat flour, whole grain flour. And I'm going, now I get the King Arthur, which is a better flour in general, but it's like everything you have to read. And I'm sitting there having to pull out my phone and look around and go, well, which one's better? And to be honest with you, I'm not sure which is better. I really don't know. I can do the best I can do.
Well, I'm going to hold her to a promise. You guys, I'm telling you, when we do our retreat, we're going to have her cook a meal for the people that show up, because I want you guys to experience an Alana Taylor meal, because she throws down. Like, see, I don't just say this lightly, right? I'm like married to a gourmet chef. That's why you always see me smiling. Now I don't have a full smile right now because I'm a little hungry. She hasn't really, she hasn't given me something really good to eat yet today. But like, I stays with a smile, because what she does in the kitchen, she doesn't just put her foot in it. She got the ankle in it too. Ankle all up in it, right? Aquarius style. Venus, Jupiter, Aquarius. She got her ankle up in it. And so I just, I'm just in awe of her, because it's like magic. Taurus risings have it though.
I mean, and I love to cook, but it's hard. I don't have so much time to do everything that I want to do.
Yeah. But she will for a retreat.
Mm.
She will. So, okay, let's get to Jupiter Gemini. I'm not staying on too long. The Knicks are coming on soon, 8 p.m. Eastern. We got to win. We got to tie it up. The Knicks have got to win. Oklahoma City's up 3-1, but the Knicks have got to take the Pacers down. We cannot lose this series. We do, but I'm thinking we're going to win tonight. So Jupiter and Gemini, this is, I think Meek Mill, Karis One, a couple interesting people have it. But it's in transit now, right? We've experienced it this year when it's debilitated. And if you guys have noticed, it's increased social media. It's increased podcasting even more, and continuing what the Gemini North Node did in 2021. Remember, that was the podcast boom. Everybody and their mama started a podcast 2021 or around there. And that was the Gemini North Node. Well, Jupiter Gemini has done that, but it's also expanded gossip. When you have it in a natal birth chart, it's debilitated. And Mars and Gemini is not so nice either. Mars, I forgot to say, Mars is at home in Sag, and I'm sorry, does well in Sag. At home in Aries and Scorpio. See, this is what happened when you don't feed a bear. I get like a little unclear. Oh my gosh. She had me watch the saddest, most. Do you guys watch Black Mirror? Quintella, this is one I was thinking about. We could do a coffee talk about, but I don't know. We had to get the episode or whatever to have everybody watch it. It was so deep and crazy.
It was crazy. So we watched the first episode of the most recent season of
Black Mirror.
And
what is it on Netflix?
Yes.
If you guys haven't seen it, it's
hey,
a
Chantel,
deep.
How are you?
Hey, Chantel, Black Mirror is a deep series. This would be good. What, like the Sinners Coffee Talk, Black Mirror?
Sorry.
No, I was going to say, do you remember the name of the episode?
The episode was Common People.
People, yeah.
So basically, a woman's husband, she basically became.
I don't want to give it away.
No, this part won't give it away.
Okay.
Long story short, she had a brain tumor, and there's this company supposedly in the future that can get the tumors out, replace that portion of your brain with a synthesized technology piece
that keeps the brain functioning properly.
Brain functioning and gives you all your memories and da 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 da.
And you don't lose anything. Yeah,
that's at least what they say.
Yeah,
and then
but you guys got to watch this episode. This would be like, but I don't know how I would set the chart for it.
It comes with all this stuff. So I guess
we'd have to look when it was released.
We have to look and see about the release.
Yeah, but I mean, it's heavy, y'all. Do any of you guys watch Black Mirror?
Heavy.
Any of you guys watch it? So let's get back to Jupiter, Gemini, and Virgo. So it's debilitated. Jupiter's at home in Sag and Pisces, so it's debilitated in Virgo, and Gemini, exalted in Cancer, and its planetary fall in Capricorn. Right, so it's about to go to its exaltation on June 9th. I think it's going to make it a nice summer. Jupiter in Cancer is going to make it a nice summer. I told you the real estate boom is going to be coming back this year. Not right off the bat. Not like June 10th. You're going to be like, oh my God, everything's great in real estate. But also it's going to expand the divine feminine and that sage wisdom of the mother. You know what I mean? And it's going to make us all kind of, increase our EQ. This is really good for like my coaching programs, like really getting into what's making you feel safe and secure, what information and what knowledge, you're trying to kick knowledge like Nasir Jones, right? So Jupiter and Gemini, it's expanded gossip, right? All these different things. So let's talk about in the natal birth chart. So when you have Jupiter and Gemini, you can be a gossiper. You can have crazy hand skills. So you can be an author, a broadcaster, a news reporter, a blogger, a social media influencer, an expert. Jupiter and Gemini, it can be writing poems, or it could be novelist, long form, fiction, nonfiction. Jupiter Gemini also, you could literally like run like a gossip column. You know what I mean? It also can make you very funny. Jupiter in Sag and Jupiter in Gemini, great for stand-up comics. Okay. Remember, Jupiter's expansion. And so in Gemini, this can be good for like a long distance runner because it can expand your lungs. People don't think about that. But this could be someone who, runs the marathon. You have Jupiter in Gemini, you could be a marathon runner. Actually, I just thought about that right now. And I didn't even say that in my description of it when I broke down the video. And don't forget, you guys, when I do these placements, the videos of them are down below in the description. So go watch it and leave your boy a comment. My Mercury and Venus and Mars, Jupiter, Saturn videos, they haven't done as well in terms of just in the birth chart. They're good videos, but they get lost. There's so many astrologers who have them. I guess people haven't watched them as much. More of my videos that are really popular, the midheaven, the cusp, the ascendants, and then like the videos in the houses. My Pluto and Lilith videos in the first house. I think I'm like the #1 astrologer in the world. That's pretty cool. So thank you. But I think I did a really good job with those. So Jupiter in Gemini is also, it has this energy where you can exaggerate, but you can speak really fast. Jupiter Gemini is, you know what I mean? But they're gonna receive a lot of information and then share a lot. So this could be your music or art teacher, right? This could be the college professor that is teaching. I don't know. I don't even know. Like, do they teach social media in college and stuff now? They probably do, right?
Yeah, they totally do.
Yeah. So like,
I mean, you can even. And little Lisa was getting certified as a Google Ads person.
Wow.
I mean, and it's a 5-month or 20 weeks. I think it is. It's like a full on freaking big thing.
So that's very Jupiter Gemini. That's really a big thing. Also, I think that these are people that are really good at like poker, blackjack, spades, card games. You know what I mean? Jupiter Gemini. And this could be the elementary school teacher too, or the principal. You know what I mean? So you could see vice principals with this. Gemini does, really do the short distance trips and cars and vehicles, but Venus is vehicles. But, you're going to see, magicians, Remember, Gemini, as we talk about this in Gemini season, I want you guys to kind of get this because a lot of people don't think of it. But remember, I told you yesterday, Mercury can go it goes feminine or masculine depending on the sign. Air and fire, masculine, earth and water, feminine. But it can hang out with the sun and moon or go to Pluto, Hades, the underworld. Hermes, Gemini, the trickster. You know what I mean? And it's very much left hemisphere, right hemisphere in the logical and then the spiritual brain. So I think that people don't give Taurus and Gemini enough credit for its spiritual gifts or abilities, because they can be very gifted, and Gemini is quite clever. They're not looking to be introspective though, I think they're going to be more spiritual in their consciousness and their ideology, especially Jupiter Gemini. And remember, Jupiter's the guru and the shaman. So that's why I'm even speaking about this too. Okay. So this could be like the, Sahad guru, right? He could be Jupiter Gemini, right? Because he's on social media. I haven't seen him a lot lately though. Hope he's doing okay. But I remember a couple of years ago, he was everywhere. Every time I turned on anything with social media, he popped up, even on YouTube. Have you seen him lately? I haven't seen him.
No, I actually haven't seen him.
Have you guys seen him? Tell me, have you seen him? So, and then I told you guys I'll be announcing the coffee talks for June, and I'm going to put up a poll question today. So please go to my posts to the right of the playlist on the YouTube page and vote. Not too sure what topics I will cover in June. Some of you guys don't like the celebrity so much, right? I've had a couple of you tell me, I'm not that interested in Beyonce. I think it's just an interesting astrology tool, a teaching tool. You know what I mean? Because we do kind of know, and their lives are chronicled. You know what I mean? So in terms of your studies and learning astrology, it's great, especially even when it's someone's life that is complete, right? They've passed away, like a JFK or Malcolm X or Elvis Presley. Marilyn Monroe, you can see the whole life in the chart, and it's a great learning tool, to really know how those energies plays out. And obviously famous people, celebrities, we don't really know them. We just know what they present out in public and just, their accomplishments and what they've done. But it's wild how you can literally chronic that, right? Maybe some of you guys were there when we did, what was the great singer? Nina Simone,
Yeah.
and it was like literally when she did her first concert at age 11, and her parents were like booted out of the seat. She refused to perform until her parents were put back in the front row. And that was in her 12th house annual perfection, Pisces moon. You know what I mean? So like things like that are like really, really cool. I'm sorry, Capricorn moon, Pisces sun, and she's the Aquarius rising, Pisces sun in the second house. So Capricorn moons are very creative with writing and music, just so you guys know. Okay.
So let's see.
What we got?
Quintilla needs to get Netflix.
Oh,
I get it. I've gotten to that place where
we don't even like paying for the certain things.
Netflix. And our oldest son came and he gave me the login for Hulu, which I've started watching that because I hadn't watched Hulu in quite some time. Yeah. I canceled it in the whole bundle with Disney a few years ago. And I hadn't watched it, but
the one that I would like to
have some good stuff. Like they've gotten,
so does Apple too, though.
They've gotten really good. So what I've decided is that I'm probably going to hop around so that I'm not paying for any more than what I need to.
She's a streaming hopper.
I am. I'm a stream hopper. Yeah, but
not like the little girl. Not like the little girl in sixth.
But
not like the little girl in sixth grade. That's a homie hopper.
Yes, that's a different type of hopper. And but a lot of you look like you've kind of seen it here and there. They're kind of, to me, the reason why I shared it with him, Black Mirror.
Oh,
the reason why I shared the Black Mirror episode is I just started to watch a tiny bit of it, and it had to do with the whole brain stuff and what you would do and the price of it. And I thought that seemed like it could be interesting. I had no idea it was going to be as dark and heavy as it was. It had Rashida Jones in it.
She depressed me,
Tracy Ellis Ross.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah.
It's entertaining, though. It was entertaining.
But this was the thing, and this is why I think it's fascinating. It could be something that we do for this is they present these things which you're like, that's not real, but could it be?
Oh,
and
no.
As Quintella said, it does sound like what Elon's trying to do.
Oh, yeah, transhumanism,
I totally see it.
Starlink.
I'm not going to get into
Neuralink,
for people who haven't seen it.
Yeah, we don't want to ruin it, but I would watch it. It's a good one. It is heavy.
And Steven said, make it so. SEW, so, like with needle and thread. I'm not sure. Do you know what he was talking about?
No, make it so. I don't know.
And
Mars and Gemini could sew. Yeah, I don't know.
And Mama Miss says she's a hair hopper.
A hair hopper?
I heard that. Change it up. And Danny said he's a Virgo. He's a Virgo too. We had surgery. I do know that he had surgery. Who had surgery? You were talking about somebody.
Oh, I don't know.
I have to take Jack.
Yeah, Jackson.
I have to take Jack to the doctors tomorrow because
early in the morning
he was horsing around with his brother, and the brake was
on the
growth plate. So we're gonna cross our fingers. So send some good vibes to our guy.
Oh, you gotta do the sound frequency again.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
And we have these sound bowls, so we're gonna put his hand near it and kind of do some sound frequency there.
Sound heals you guys.
Oh, Sadhguru had surgery.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I didn't know that.
Sorry, I lost my train
I
of
didn't
thought,
notice.
Stephen.
Obviously, I hadn't seen him in a minute.
Yeah, well, God bless him. I hope
You know.
he's okay.
I like a lot of what he does, but I hate to say it, I've become so jaded.
I know
sometimes.
when people get too big and famous, you guys, you
get
feel like
afraid,
you're like, do they sell out? You
I
just
don't know.
Yeah,
So I hope well, one, I want him to be well no matter what.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that's,
yeah.
You know,
No, I respect his work.
Yeah. When I saw the Dalai Lama,
and I promise to you guys, if I get real big and famous, I'm not gonna sell out.
Yes.
I'll just stay,
because
whatever.
Because when I saw the Dalai Lama put his tongue in that little boy's ear,
oh, God.
I was like, and people just kind of acted like, oh, that's no big deal. Oh my God, what?
No, it was
gross,
disgusting.
Like, am I the only person seeing this?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Wait a minute, because see, putting your tongue in somebody's ear, that is not an accident. That's very intentional. Like, you have to very intentionally.
Well, it was kind of like how Biden would be touching people on their backside and groping
but that
them.
I can see. Like, okay, so I'm going to give him a little bit of a pass.
Nope.
Not saying that, but I'm saying, but what I am saying is this: you put your hand, like I could go like this, and I have accidentally tapped a rear end by accident, not realizing that I was going to touch a rear end. Oops, I'm sorry. So you know what I mean? So I
don't know
see
if
that,
I've ever done
I
that.
have never stuck my tongue in somebody's ear and not known that I was going to stick my tongue in somebody's ear, because it's a very intentional act. Like, you can't do that. And hey, Jackie Washington.
Jackie Washington's in the house. I know you got to get.
Ever stuck your tongue in somebody's ear? Somebody tell me.
Now that's some Mars and Gemini behavior, though. And remember, Mike Tyson biting the ear. That's Mars and Gemini. There you go.
And Quintella's gotten skeptical on stuff too. So see,
thank you, Quintella.
Right here. Yep. Right here.
But but you guys, it's weird, right? And I was just going to tell you guys this, right? We got to watch these terms and words, because even one thing, we have to know that cursive and writing and spelling is casting spells. The English language is the lowest vibrational frequency energy of languages, right? You're going to be better with Aramaic, with Latin, and things like that. But also, like I was thinking, and I was saying, well, God bless him. But like, bless is be less, right? So like, I've got to find a new way. Like, that's why, like I used to say, and you don't say good luck, right? It's divine providence. So we have to think of ways to calibrate our brains to say these things in honor. You know what I mean?
Because, okay, so Mama Miss says she doesn't give a pass either.
That's right.
And I maybe don't give a pass, but I'm just saying, like, I could see. Now, if it's done over and over
again,
because
Biden wasn't.
It's not an accident.
Biden was not just like he was touching up here on ladies in the butt. Like, to me, if I'm patting you in the back, if a man's touching a woman, it's up high.
Yes.
The butt is way lower.
Right. I mean, but I agree. But what I will say is not so much somebody who's doing this all the time, like he was.
Oh, one time.
When I say, like, can it happen by accident? Yes, you might accidentally. That can happen.
Yeah, and then you follow it up with like, "Oh, excuse me," something like a little like
Quintella
chuckle.
Said that she knows I will keep you in line. I will keep him straight. Don't worry, guys. I got him. You just say.
Well, wait. But I'm gonna tell you this though. If I was going to sell out, it would have happened a lot time ago, right? Because I was already in the industry. I'm a member of the Screen Actors Guild. I did television and film and music.
That one thing that was a.
Yeah, I got offered, you guys, to be. I'm not going to get into great detail, but I got offered to be in a pretty famous like stage play, and they wanted me to do some things that went against my beliefs and my character, that were like literally on stage urinating on myself, emulating, committing suicide, stuff like that. And I was like, no, I won't do it. And it could have actually changed my acting career.
That has some big names.
There were some names. So so I'm very high morals and standards, and I have been my whole life. So that's what I was saying. Like, if I was going to sell out, it would already happen. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just keeping it real with you. So any questions on Jupiter and Gemini or Mars and Gemini?
Let's get back to that astrology stuff. There you go. Little segue.
We can run on a tangent.
That's just so that I have something to talk
about. And any questions about the current energy? Even this Mercury in Gemini. Remember, I told you Wednesday and Thursday they're trying to Pluto. There's going to be some news drops. You're going to hear some truth, some revelation coming out. whether it's about health or FEMA or this or that. Watch the news. And remember, they always drop things on Friday in the news. So you see if you're not paying attention. Pay attention. Okay. I'm the type of cat back in the days. This is how deep your boy is. I used to sit there and watch C-SPAN. I'd watch C-SPAN for hours, right? I'd be like puffing, watching C-SPAN because I wanted to know what was really happening. I don't want to hear the rhetoric and this and that. Let me see who's voting on the bills. You know what I mean? So I used to watch C-SPAN. I don't know if you guys ever watched that, but I would sit there and watch what the House of Representatives and the Senate were voting on and stuff like that. I don't do that anymore because I just don't care. But that's what I used to do back in the day. It's just what I had nothing else to watch. And, that was before 10,000 channels. But hey, they had C-SPAN on cable, so I used to watch it. But hopefully you guys are doing well. And has anybody really noticed this Pluto retrograde? Feel any differences? It's going to be retrograde for, I believe, another few weeks, if not a month. I forgot the date. And I got to reach out to Anjani. Remember, I told you guys we're going to do that. That'd be actually good to maybe even do in June or July. That whole Chiron show, that'd be really dope. Chiron signs and houses, because Anjani, she's great with Chiron. And I was glad I brought it up last night, but now I got to follow up. I got to reach out to her and schedule that, because I think that's really good for the collective. Because remember, with Chiron, it's still in Aries, and it has a longer transit. And I don't know why, but it has a longer transit in Aries and Taurus than the other signs. But Aries, it has the longest transit. It moves super slow in Aries.
Okay. So Quintella has a question.
Yes, Quintella.
So she said that last Friday, which would have been the 23rd of May.
Yes, Venus Day.
Yes, Venus Day. She woke up with a sty. What was that about? Is there any astrological
sty in the
that?
eye?
And would you have to know more about her specific placements?
Yeah, well, I know she's a Gemini rising. You put it up.
Yeah, well, because you're answering the question, so now you guys know. See,
yeah,
we're doing it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this technology when it works, it's so cool.
Yeah, no, I love it. That just makes me giggle. I don't know. It's so funny to me.
But no, let's get back to Quintella.
No, I am. I'm putting it through the rinse cycle while I'm giggling. I don't know. It's so funny. The littlest things will make. She'll tell you the littlest things will make me so happy. Like that makes me so happy right now. I don't know why, but I can't get over it. I guess because it was frustrating, because I used to see it and I used to, and I spoke to Lloyd about StreamYard, but I didn't necessarily like certain things about StreamYard, and so I have Restream. But, the fact that I can do this, because I love when Lloyd does that on his channel with Numbers and You podcast, it's so cool, live with Lloyd. And shout out to Lloyd. But it's so cool that I can do this now in Restream. That's all. That's why I'm giggling. So Quintella, the 23rd, last Friday, I wonder where the moon was. You'd have to go back and look and see what was aspecting your moon and Mercury. You know what I mean? And that's like the way you would look it up. Just, you could go to astro.com and just bring up the chart, look at the transits, and you could bring it up to your chart, or on your chart, you go to once the chart's up and go back a screen, and then you could select the date and put in the 23rd and then hit the transit selection, and transits will pop up to your natal chart and you could see it. But that's something we'll look at in your transit reading. But, one thing I will say, usually there could just be something off, and remember, you guys, some of these issues we're having with our health, it is because we're going through this ascension. We're getting these light codes and frequencies from the sun. We're having M-class and X-class solar flares. It's not just affecting Gaia Mother Earth. It's literally affecting your DNA. So the sty in the eye may be because you're elevating and activating your third eye. You know what I mean? So don't always think of things as a negative. Body aches and pains may not just be like, oh, we've got parasites in our body. It could also be part of the ascension syndrome and aches. So, it's a double-edged sword. Don't listen to anyone that just tells you it's definitely this, because they really don't know, because we have energies affecting our planet and these frequencies that are literally affecting our organs. You have to understand the planets, right, are connected to our organs, our chakras, even the fingers. Remember, Lloyd was talking about that. Like, so, like, like one, we are not alone, right? But to quote my favorite Negro poet, right? But it's just, it, there's always layers to this, son, right? It's deeper than just the naked eye. So yeah, it could just be something was off with your hormones, but it could be something astrologically, or it could be something with the ascension. It could be, even activating your third eye, more. So there's layers. There really is. But I definitely, we'll see what we see in the chart. But so hope that answers the question, because, I can't remember, honestly, last Friday. The last 3 weeks have been a blur for us. Any other really cool questions?
Wait,
what? What you doing?
So, I put Steven up for a second. So what he said, keeping up with. So Steven's still recording his videos and getting his YouTube channel.
Oh, good, Steven. Good job.
You look like you've grown your hair out. I can't tell. These little thumbnails are so small.
Yeah.
Anyways,
but I'm subscribed to the channel. I have to go check it out, man. I wish you well with that. That's awesome. And that's what it's all about, you guys.
So Quintella said she was having some headaches.
Oh.
And
well.
Mixed frankincense, lavender, and peppermint.
Okay,
yes,
then you know what it was.
It was my headaches.
It was probably.
For the sky, but it's still lingering.
It was probably Pisces Saturn, the 29th degree. And that's pretty close to your natal moon. That's what it probably was. Okay. And getting ready to go to Aries in your 11th house. So, yeah, but Saturn in Aries can affect the headaches as well. And so when it's right there on that cusp, the analytic degree, 29th degree, it can cause some chaos. And because it's hitting your Pisces moon, that can affect the body and the health too. That's probably what it was. Even though the Saturn wasn't conjunct your moon, it still can affect it.
Oh, look at that. There's Stephen the Jupiterian. He's a Pisces.
Yeah, and Sag rising.
He is growing his hair.
All right.
You got the mullet going on.
Stevie. All right. But, you guys just really, does that make sense what I said to you guys? That, it's not just some one cut coat, cookie cutter thing, right?
I just followed you, Stephen, the Jupiterian.
Oh, see. Now you got to follow her back, you guys. Go follow. You guys all go to YouTube and follow and hit subscribe to Sabale Pure.
What? I followed you from my personal. I don't know. I'll have to.
She'll follow you from Sabale Pure too. You'll get 2 follows from her. Pure. And I already follow you from BigEAstro, but I'll follow you from my other YouTube that I have. So, but you guys, that's what it's about. We got to support one another. It takes a village, it takes a tribe. And that's why we're starting this community, you guys. I just want to give you guys all that big virtual hug, but I get so excited. Oh, and this is cool. I didn't let you guys know this. You'll be able to log into the coffee talks through the community. Isn't that cool too? We got it worked up. We got the Zoom hooked up and linked up, and it's gonna be nice, right? We're gonna figure all that out. So it's gonna be kind of cool. So I'm excited, but also you can ask crazy astrology questions. I'm gonna be putting in exclusive videos for the group there that I won't even put on YouTube and other places. So it's gonna be nice. I'm really excited. So any other questions or comments? I do, want to encourage you guys, if you have any Gemini, Sun, Moon risings, or tell a friend to book a birth chart reading. And definitely I hope you come to Coffee Talk. I think it's going to be fascinating. I know I want to know, so breaking down the chart, of an Aries rising, and she has that strong Martian energy. Her chart ruler is Mars. I forgot what her Mars is. It may be even be in Libra. She's got quite a Libra stellium. I think it's Saturn, Jupiter, Mercury, and Pluto in that 7th house. But I forgot where her Mars is. So we'll have to, I'll be diving into the chart the next day or two. So I'm ready for Coffee Talk to present it to you guys. But do you know Destiny's Child started in 8th house perfection? She was 9 years old.
So I'm filling out this stuff for Children's Hospital because we got to go because we might need to get surgery. And there, one of the things I have to fill out is a biospecimen thing. So they can use some of the biological stuff. Like if they take blood, they might use a little extra. They saliva,
Well, we got to be careful because we don't want no blood.
But anyways, I just thought that was I'm like, oh my God, why are you asking me this? I just want to go get my son's wrist fixed. That's it. But anyways, these are the things. It's very Black Mirror, right? What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do?
We don't want nobody else's blood.
Very interesting stuff. Thank you, Quintella, for following me. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And you're welcome, Steven. And anyways, I think that's it.
All right, you guys.
All right, we love you.
We're going to end it early today. And please return Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern. You will not regret it. Definitely come and get a live tarot card reading. We're going to try to get to everybody. Usually when Elena shows up, it is crowded. So come on time and come early.
Yes.
She
know that sometimes we might not be able to get to you and see you depending on how things go, because when we get these big people, it moves fast.
Yeah.
And it'll be nothing personal if we miss you, okay?
Yeah. But Elena, she will, do some readings, and you could put in your birthday or ask a question. She's really magical with the cards.
Thank you.
It's gonna be fun. She's I think she's one of the best tarot card readers out there, man.
Yeah, she's really good.
She's legit.
Now you know who's also really good too? Missy.
Oh yeah.
And Missy is not all. She's a little tough on her people. She even tells me, she goes, I get real with folks. If she sees something and she feels like you need to change, she's like, what's up?
Yeah, no, she gave my mother-in-law a reading. Yeah. No, Missy's, and she's that Libra rising, Libra moon, and Virgo. Please go back and watch that podcast, you guys. Did you check that out? Live of Missy's Mysteries. It was really good. And the last 4 ladies I had on, I had Queen Bee, Nurse Brittany Smith. I had Amanda Romania.
And Amanda did live stuff too.
Yeah,
she was breaking down.
Oh, and Joy Baker's coming back in June. I think it's June 13th or 15th, something. So that's going to be really fun. So we're really excited. We're going to end May with a bang, and we will. I guess I'll be live without a guest. I'll be here Thursday, and then we'll be back Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern on June 1st, and get you guys all ready for the community. We may even have the link to put it in the chat on Sunday night. We'll see. All right, guys. We love you. Thank you for coming. Happy Gemini season. Happy birthday to all the Geminis out there. I love the Gemini energy, right? I started off with my joint for my firstborn, The Truth. He's the truth. True speaker, Biggie Astrology, E-complete. All right, you guys. Have a good one. Bye. Let's go, Knicks. Let's go. See you Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, episode 344. Oh, show you the no accidents. 344 is 11. Aquarius is the 11th sign. I didn't plan that. That's how the universe works. Elena's an Aquarius. There we go. That's pretty cool. Bye, you guys. Everything works the way it's supposed to. Bye.